Hey everyone, welcome back. I finally got around to charging the air conditioning on the tractor. Just did it yesterday. We used the propane. This is going to be a bit of an addendum to the video I made about adapting the propane bottle to the gauge set, because the big thing you need to know right off the bat is that that low pressure regulator, or any regulator, is not necessary. You just need to go right from the Acme nut there right into the hose and then connect it all up. So everything's off, so the pressures are going to look different. But when this is running, the low side's sitting there about 30, and the high side is sitting about 275 to 300 pounds. The white dial here is pressure, and then the colored dials are temperature for the various types of refrigerant. But for the purposes of this, we're going off of the 134A, even though this is propane, which is closer to R12. So yeah, the big thing is you don't need the regulator for the propane bottle. All that does is stop, because you want to put liquid in the system, right? So all that regulator does is stop the liquid from flowing through like it needs to. You'll want to hold the bottle upside down while you're charging. How I did it was I held it upside down, I opened the valve up, couple 3 turns, and then I came up here and I controlled it all using my low side gauge. The high side was shut, but I watched here as this started to fill with liquid. I just controlled it with this right here. I'd open it a little bit and then close it, and then just keep an eye on this and see where it would go. It's better to add this stuff slowly and just let it run for a few minutes after you add a bit, and let it equalize and everything and see how it does. So this was running a little high on the high side, but I think the only reason is because the condenser is not really the best on this tractor, because that's the condenser right there, and it's just got that little fan trying to pull air through that great big thing, and I don't think it was doing a very good job. And I think that's really the only reason why we weren't getting colder. But we got about 75, 80 degree air coming out of the vents, which is not great, but it's about as good as I can do given what I have. So yeah, after fighting a series of leaks and everything else, finally got this charged, finally got everything running like it is supposed to. We'll see how it does long term, and I'll probably do a more in-depth video in the future about the process, how we went through everything, and what all we replaced. I took some footage of me drawing a vacuum and stuff, but honestly that's not exciting and not a lot needs to be said at this time. I'll save the long form stuff for a long form video, but suffice it to say, we have new compressor, new high side line, new dryer, new expansion valves, stuff like that. So yeah, everything is going good. Propane does work as a refrigerant. I can say that with confidence. What I am not sure of is how long it will work compared to the 134. I don't know what the long-term effects will be, but this is just for the rest of the season, so we'll see how long everything lasts and how it does. One more thing I will tell you guys before we get too crazy here. You have got to Teflon tape your lines and your fittings and your connections. This is the fancy connection I made going from the hose. There's that bushing, there's that special fitting I was talking about in the one video, and that adapts right to my charge hose. Now I'm going to unhook all this, and it does still have some pressure on it, but to bypass the regulator, you got your Acme nut that you still need to go onto your bottle, but it's 1/4 inch pipe. So just get a 1/4 inch to 3/8 increasing adapter. And the neat thing is, if you flip it around, it's a reducing adapter. This way it's a reducing adapter. That way it's an increasing adapter. But regardless, a little joke for you guys. But anyway, just adapt that right into your hose. Open this so that you've got liquid flowing out. Turn your bottle upside down. You do not need to agitate it like you do the 134 stuff. And then just control your flow with your knob here. You should be able to see liquid coming in through the sight glass, and just keep an eye on your pressures. And in my opinion, and you do what you want, but in my opinion, you should absolutely, with propane, you should not be going above 30 psi. Okay, don't go above that, and keep an eye on your high side. If it starts to get over 300, stop adding stuff. Verify that all your cores are clean so that you've got optimal airflow. But yeah, do not let your high side go above 300 pounds. It won't explode anything, but you get above 300, that's starting to get into the danger zone. You should not be over here. This is the maximum. Do not get over here. And then on your low side, like I said, don't get above 30. If you can't, mustard bugs. If you can't get above 30 on your low side without shooting your high side up, you've got a leak somewhere, or you didn't get a very good vacuum drawn, or there's moisture in there, or something. But yeah, now all this looks different because it's shut off. When I turn this on, you know, and I'm not going to do that because that's loud, but this will drop down to 30, and this will increase up to 250 or 300, and it'll start cooling. So yeah, that's that. Tractor air conditioning. I've struggled with this all summer, and I'm glad to have it out of my hair. Now I get to move on to other fun projects. So that's a bit of an addendum to the video on adapting your gauges to propane, and a little bit of experience that I have on putting propane in an air conditioning system. So if you do this, good luck, and don't blame me if you screw something up. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you in the next one.